What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another FIFA 22 video. Today is FIFA 22 day, so happy day. I hope you get the game. I hope you pack lots of cool things from pre-order packs and marquee matchups and milestone packs and things like that and stuff and things. And I hope you enjoy the game. You know, it's definitely a change from last year. I personally think it's a positive change in more aspects than a negative change. But today I want to discuss my thoughts, feedback and opinions on Division Rivals and FUT Champs rewards and why I think that they are actually considerably better than last year. And the reason why I want to discuss this as a standalone video is because a lot of people are under the impression that the rewards are way worse than they were last year. And it seems like that on your first go around. It's super reactionary. We're going to get into why. Yeah, if you're enjoying the content, you want to drop a thumbs up, it would be very much appreciated. So there is a lot to unpack here. There's a lot of moving parts with the rewards. There's still a couple of things, well, not a couple, just one thing that we don't know the answer to, which will have some small impact on everything we're talking about here today, depending on how much that is. But when we get to that, we will get to that. So we're going to start with Division Rivals, and we're going to start with Milestones. And the reason why we're going to start with Milestones is because I think this is one of the most undervalued / underappreciated parts of the brand new setup. So for those that didn't know, and it seemed like everyone didn't know, in the Milestone Rewards, you get these rewards first and foremost for just playing games. So you just need to play 90 games to reach the top ranked milestone. But secondarily, you only have to play these games over the entire season. And the season is typically 42, 49 days long. So you only have to play on average 2 games per day to get the milestone rewards. And if you think about the milestone rewards that are actually already there, and one of the areas last year that, my gosh, did I complain about a lot. But milestones last year didn't really get updated enough, right? And you have got the, where is it? The Rivals, where are we? The Rivals Mastery Milestone. So for 50 wins, you get a 100k pack. And once you've done that, that's it for the rest of the game cycle. The best you can get out of this is for 200 matches where you score, getting an ultimate pack. But once that's done forever. And that's why I think straight away, the milestone section in Division Rivals is crazy undervalued, because this resets every season. And for those thinking, I'm never going to be able to get high enough, you will, and I'll explain why. But first and foremost, one of the biggest things that people are not understanding with regards to milestones is that you get all 3 milestone rewards when the milestones are paid out if you got the 90 games played. I want to read from you what EA said. Season milestones are a new way to earn additional rewards in Division Rivals simply by playing Rivals matches. Regardless of whether you win or lose, you'll make progress towards your seasonal rewards. You can earn up to 3 milestone rewards per division based on the division you finish in. And that's why you don't get these as you go through them, because it's based on the division you finish rather than the division you start. But effectively, you get all 3. So if you're in Division 5, and I think a lot of people are going to get to Division 5 and Division 4 very easily, and again, we'll get to why in a second. If you're in Division 5, you get a Rare Mix Players Pack, you get a Prime Gold Players Pack, and you get a 100k pack and a Rare Mega Pack at the end of every season as a milestone reward. So straight away, the fact that this gets reset every season, will likely have around 10, maybe 11 seasons throughout the course of the year. That straight away is a massive improvement on last year where you didn't get that, right? And you get all of those together. And you can be as low as Division 8, and the top milestone in Division 8 is 100k pack. So long as you're in Division 8, you're going to get a 100k pack every season just for playing 90 games in Rivals, right? So that's already massive. And then with regards to how the rankings work, you only ever have to go on 1 2-game win streak to get to Division 8. And that will be easy, which again, I will get to in a second. But if you look at the way the rankings are set up, when you go to Division 10, every single win is a checkpoint in Division 10. And every single win except for the win after rank 1 is a checkpoint in Division 9. Which means you only ever, from Division 9 rank 1 to Division 8 rank 3, you only ever have to go on 1-2 game win streak, or not even a win streak. You can win, then draw, then win, right? Just so long as you don't lose and go back to rank 1, which means you've got the entire season to get up to this Division 8 rank 3 mark, where you will then get a 100k pack if you've played 90 at the end of the season. First and foremost, for me, that's a massive win. Secondly, there seems to be a massive misunderstanding with regards to the actual rewards. So, of course, the lower division you're in, the worse the rewards are. That was the same with last year. And because everyone started this year at Division 10, a lot of people are just really unhappy, especially if you got the game early access and you only managed to get to like Division 9 rank 2. And you're like, oh God, this was my reward. This is awful. Yeah, this is awful comparatively. If you ended up getting the 7-win reward, because if you can see there's a 3-win reward, so 1 of 3 wins. And then there's a 7-win reward, which is a better reward. Prime Election Players Pack and 5,000 coins, or you can choose the other option, which is a Prime Election Players Pack that's untradeable and 9,000 coins, or you can choose the third option, which is a Rare Election Players Pack, a Premium Election Players Pack that's tradable and 500 coins. And of course, this is Division 9. So there you go. But compared to last year, where you had to get a points threshold, which you might not have been able to reach if you weren't very good at the game, because of the way the rival system worked. You had to score 5 goals to maximize your points, and then winning gave you even more, drawing a little bit more, and losing didn't really give you anything. If you lost a game to 0 goals, you only got 150 points. And you had to play 30 games to get your points, and you still might not have got yourself either A, up a division, or B, to the rank 1 that would have given you the best reward. In this current system, all you have to do is win 7 games, and you get the best reward. And as you move up the divisions to Division 8 rank 1, the rewards are a little bit better. Rare Election Players Pack and 8.5k coins, or 14k coins with an untradeable pack, or Jumbo Premium Gold Players Pack, Small Prime Gold Players Pack, and 1,000 coins. And as you go up further to, say, Division 5 rank 1 for the 7 wins will give you a 50k pack and 14k coins, or an untradeable with 25k coins, or an untradeable with a Prime Gold Players Pack as well. So every week you're getting a 50k pack and a 45k pack if you're in Division 5. And I know there's a lot of you out there that are writing in the comments now, thinking to yourself, man, I'm never going to get to Division 5. I was Division 6 last year. This game's harder. How am I ever going to get to Division 5? And well, the reason why you will get to Division 5 is because this game does not have relegation. And so what that means is that if you're just generally, let's say you are very, very, very bad at FIFA, right? Let's say you win on average 1 out of 10 games. Well, guess what? You're still eventually going to get up into Division 9 and Division 8, even if you win 1 out of 10 games, because there's checkpoints. And once you reach a checkpoint, you can't go backwards until the end of the season, which is the only unanswered question, is how many divisions down do people go when the end of the season comes? But because you can't go backwards, what will end up happening is, if you're in Division 10 and it's too difficult for you, eventually all of the players that are better than you will move up to Division 9. Which means you will now essentially become the kingpin of Division 10. Which means eventually you'll start playing against people on your own level in Division 10, which will move you up to Division 9, because there's no way to go backwards. Obviously, again, this first couple of weeks is going to be a bit different as people get the game and everyone starts in Division 10. But as people start ascending the divisions and getting into the place that they're supposed to be, it will hit this stop point where it will just get everybody pushed into the top divisions, including you, even if you're really bad. And the reason being is because, and I'm going to get my trusty paint here, which I'm obviously very bad with, but it always works and makes perfect sense. What will happen is, you're in Division 10, there is checkpoints, and then there's Division 9. Once everybody that's bad has moved into Division 9, you're going to be good in Division 10, which means you're going to move up to Division 9. But then you're going to be saying to yourself, but NepentheZ, now I'm in Division 9 against all these Division 9 sweats. How can that work? Well, guess what? Because there's checkpoints, all of the Division 9 sweats will eventually move up to Division 8 because there's no going backwards from losing, which means eventually you'll be in a pool of people that are really poor in Division 9, which means you will also move up to Division 8. And then you're probably thinking to yourself, but NepentheZ, when I'm in Division 8, how am I supposed to play against all these sweats? Because they're all in Division 8. Well, guess what? There's checkpoints in Division 8. And so all the people that are good in Division 8 will very, very quickly move up to Division 7 because they're good in Division 8, which means the pool of players that will be left in Division 8 will be all of the Division 10 low-end players that have moved to Division 9 and then up to Division 8, because all that gets left in the division is the weaker players, right? So every time, every day, as the days move, as I'm currently making this video, people are moving up the divisions, leaving a weaker pool of players in the lower division. It's a bigger pool of players, but a weaker pool of players, giving you a considerably better opportunity to move up the divisions too. And so eventually you may get to Division 6, and you might get to Division 6 in like 3 or 4 days, right? And when you get to Division 6 in 3 or 4 days, you found, wow, this is really hard. I can't win games in Division 6. I can't get on that 2-win streak to get to the first checkpoint. You know, no checkpoint here, no checkpoint here, no checkpoint here, and then Division 7. You need to get 2 wins to hit the first checkpoint. You need to get 2 wins to hit the next checkpoint, and then 2 wins to hit Division 7. To hit Division 5. Beg your pardon. Nep, I can't get to Division 5, man. This is too hard. Well, guess what? As the days go on, not only do the hard people in Division 6 progress up to Division 5 because they're playing people like you, so you're not going down when you lose to these sweats, but they're going up. You don't have to play them anymore because they've moved up. But not only that, the Division 7 people that you've already been beating because you've already made it through to Division 6 are moving up to Division 6 because they're beating the people in Division 7 now because people like you have moved up. And what it will do is it will cause this chain reaction where as the course of the game goes on, everybody will be moving up the divisions to a relatively high division, depending on how much time you put into it and how long the global scale takes to move up. The only thing that is a consideration is that at the end of every season, EA have noted that there will be relegation. At the start of each season, progress resets to a lower division for all players. The division a player rolls back to will depend on which division they finished the previous season in. But what that suggests also, and we don't know, but that could be like rolling back 3 divisions, 5 divisions, 1 division. Let's assume it's 4 divisions. Let's say you're in Division 2, you drop back to Division 6. Well, guess what? Instead of starting in Division 10 and having to move your way up, you're now starting in Division 6 and moving your way up, or Division 8 and moving your way up. So long as you're actively playing the game, everybody will naturally and very comfortably start moving into these divisions because the pool of people will be so wide. And as the pool of people grows, the better players move on to the next division because they can't possibly get relegated, which means the pool of players gets weaker, which will better suit your needs, which will mean you also will be able to improve, which again takes me to the milestone rewards of even if you can only get to, as an example, Division 4 at the end of this particular season, you will still get a premium gold players pack, a jumbo premium gold player pack, a 100k pack, and 2 prime gold players pack at the end of the season. Now, as I say, this is the first week, so it's going to be a lot harder and the rewards are a lot stingier because everyone's in the low division. But it is my personal opinion that as the season goes on and then as the game cycle goes on, people that are actively playing, whether or not they're good or bad, will naturally progress up through the divisions because there is no relegation. There is no way to demote yourself. There is no moving backwards, which means every time you play a game, every time anybody plays a game, there's a separation. People that beat you, they move up. They hit a rank where they can't move down. People that lost stay at their rank, can't move down. And it's a win for everybody. It essentially filters everybody up through the division. So if you get to Division 4 towards the back end of the season, you get not only those crazy rewards, but the Division 4 rewards in Rivals for Rank 1 aren't even that bad when we look at the 7-win reward. A 50k pack, a small prime gold players pack, and 12k coins. Just for 7 wins. In Division 4 last year, for a 50k pack, I think Rank 2 was a 50k pack and a mega pack, but you had to get like 18 or 16,000 points, which was difficult. It was wins and draws and losses, and it was tough. And when you played people, because there was the ability for relegation and the ability for, say, Division 1 people to move themselves down to Division 4 to Division 5, you might have come up against super unfair matchmaking, where this time that won't happen because people can't go backwards into a division to ruin your day, which means, again, just getting here in the first place is easier because it's only 7 wins opposed to loads of points. But also, you will never be playing people that are super, super good unless they're on their way up through the divisions, which will only happen these first few weeks because the game's just new out, and potentially the first few days of the season refresh every single time. Or you could take a 100k pack of Prime Gold Players pack and 20 coins, or you could take a 50k pack of Prime Gold Players pack and 4k coins. So there's loads of options in Rivals for the milestones and for the division rewards. And because of the way there's no relegation, everybody will move up. I'm sure of it, right? That takes care of why I think the Rivals rewards are considerably better compared to previous years. Now we move on to the Champs rewards. What I think a lot of people are misinterpreting is that the Champs playoffs is Champs, right? It's just not the sort of Champs that gives you the player pick as the reward. And that's the same as people that were still getting Silver 2 or lower. I think Silver 2 might have given you a player pick, but it was maximum like 84 rated or whatever, right? The Champs playoffs, once you enter Champs playoffs, you play 9 games. If you win 5 games and lose 4 games, you qualify for the Champs proper. But if you don't, let's say you only get the rank 3 reward, you still get a gold players pack and a premium gold players pack straight away. You just get it after playing your 9 games. Even if you qualify, you get this reward after your 9 games as well. So this is even more rewards on top of it. And you can enter this up to 7 times per season. For me personally, this is the only thing that I think EA have got wrong, is the number of entries people have in. Because not only when you enter do you then have to play Champs playoffs, after you finish your Champs playoffs, you then have to go back and get 1,500 points. And it might be 2,000 points next season. But to get 1,500 points, people are saying, this is really difficult, man. I'm only at 800 after like 50 games, or 1,200 after 30 games. It's tough. But because there is no relegation in the divisions, the further up the divisions you move, even for losing or drawing, you'll get more points naturally. So it won't actually take as long. Again, so long as you're actively playing Rivals, it won't take that long after the first couple of weeks to start accruing your points again, because you'll be in a much higher division, which will give you much more points straight away, which will get you there a lot quicker, which is why I think 7 entries, obviously I've redeemed 1 because I'm in the Champs playoff now, but 7 entries is probably too few in my opinion. On any given season, there'll be 6 weeks, which means you get to fail once in Champs playoffs if you want to make it to the Champs proper every single week. Some people can't make it every single week anyway. Some people didn't even play it every single week last time anyway. And as I say, I think a lot of people are kind of misunderstanding the fact that even if you just get to the Champs playoffs, you still get rewards. You just don't get the red picks, right? But I've been talking to a lot of my community, and feel free to let me know what your record is down below or how you went down below. But right now, if you're in Champs playoffs, this is the hardest time to play Champs playoffs, because the super casuals and the casuals and in general, people haven't had enough points that are bad at the game to get into Champs playoffs, which means the only people that have really been entering Champs playoffs have been the super hardcores, or people that have already just grinded the game a whole bunch, which isn't really many, because we're only today on official release day, which means right now, today, and over the last sort of 4 or 5 days, if you've been playing FIFA, this has been the most difficult time to go into Champs playoffs. It will only get easier in Champs playoffs, and from what I've seen, aside from a few anomalies, anybody in general that's been gold 3 or above is qualifying quite comfortably. And that's where, again, I think, and we're going to go back to my trusty paint for this, that's where, again, I think people value or grossly underestimate just how many people play FIFA and will play this mode that are very, very bad. And the best way for me to describe this is not like that. It is with a square, right? Let's say this represents the entire population of FIFA players that will play that playoffs mode, right? Now let's say this is elite 3, 2, 1 and better players that will go very, very easily to get into the Rivals. And then the gold 3, 2 and 1 players is here. And then the silver 3, 2 and 1 players is here, right? That means if you're like in the gold 3, 2 and 1, and this is just my interpretation, this is just my mental visualization, right? But that means if you're kind of like a gold 1, 2 or 3 player and you're residing in this area, yes, there's some players that are going to be a bit better than you and probably make life a bit hard if you match up against them. But the pool of players that are worse than you is considerable. And even if you're a silver 1, 2 or 3 player, the amount of people that will play playoffs just for those packs, even though they are very bad at the game, will be absolutely vast, to the point where I genuinely believe that if you were even silver 1 or better last year, you will comfortably qualify for playoffs for Champs proper, just because of how many people are playing it that are bad, but not right away. again, because right now the sweats and the hardcores have got the game. They're in the playoffs. You're going to match up against them. But I've already seen so many people. I had one guy on stream yesterday who had said, I never got better than Gold 3 last year, and I played every weekend. And he qualified 8-1 in playoffs. I've had other Gold 3 and Gold 2 players going 6-3s and 5-3s, and then just giving away the other 2 wins and going, some of them 7-2s. On the flip side, there have been some people that were getting Gold 1 or Elite last year that struggled and went 4-5 or 3-6 and didn't actually make it. But again, I think that is just because they entered into a time where it was only other super hardcores in there. So now the game is out proper, now the game is out full, what I think you're going to notice is, or start to see is, this is actually a lot easier than people think. And I think the reason why it's going to be a lot easier than people think is because it feels like, to me personally, EA are trying to balance the scales with regards to people that play the gameplay and how they can earn versus people that grind the menus and how they can earn. And I'm so happy about it if I'm right. I might be wrong. I feel like I'm right. I might be wrong. But it feels like EA are rewarding you in Rivals because you get all 3 milestone rewards in the division you finish in, not the division you start in, which is a massive win. You can't get relegated in divisions, which means eventually your rewards will become super, super good for just 7 wins. You get rewards for the Champs playoffs even if you lose games. Even if you lose all 8 games or all 9 games, you'll still get 2 Jumbo Premium Gold packs. And I think it's going to be relatively easy for Silver 1/Gold 3 or better players to qualify into the main Champs proper. And then when you get into the main Champs proper, even if you lose all 20 games, you still get 2 red player picks and 3 good packs if you lose all of the games. And then even if you can just win 4 games, you get 2 player picks, a prime gold and some mega packs and some coins. And I think like my initial reaction to these rewards were, this is going to be so hard. Because if EA are thinking to suggest that 16-4, which is the top rank, 3 player picks, an ultimate pack, 2 team of the week packs and 105k coins, they don't want to hand that out to just everybody. Surely they don't. But from what my interpretation of milestones in Division Rivals, the Division Rivals system, how easy it is to get the rewards, the setup with regards to the playoffs and the fact that you get more rewards, and then the fact that even losing every single game gives you rewards, it all coincides with the suggestion that this is the year that EA are just giving people good rewards and lots of rewards and like rewarding people just for grinding gameplay. That's what it seems like. That's what it feels like. And so, you know, for me personally, I think, and only time will tell, and we'll know within 2 or 3 weeks, and we can revisit this video and say, hey, you were wrong. Or, well, actually, you were right. And only time will tell. Only time will paint the true picture. But it seems like EA are trying to balance the scales with people that play the game versus people that grind the menus. And I couldn't be happier if I'm right. If I'm right, this is going to be a great, great year. You're going to actually come away from Champs and feel like it was a reward for playing every single week rather than feel like it was a chore for playing and trying to hit a certain rank and playing on beyond that was like had no value or no worth because the reward structure wasn't even that good. The only single downside that I can see to what they've done so far is that 7 entries over 6 weekends I don't think is good. If it was 10 or 11 or 12 or somewhere around that mark, the 10 to 12 range, I think that would be considerably more appropriate because it would just give people that might have just a bad run of form or a bad run of matchmaking luck or something like that. It would give those people the chance to, you know, a couple of attempts per week to get involved. I think wouldn't be unreasonable. That's about the only downside I can see. But there you go, guys. That's my opinion and my breakdown as to why I think Milestones, Rivals, Champs Rewards are actually way better this year. As I say, if I'm wrong, if in 2 or 3 weeks it's like, holy crap, playoffs is difficult, Champs proper is absolutely hardcore sweats and nothing else, then I hold my hands up and say, hey, I got it wrong. And EA have made it a super exclusive setup. But from the way I can interpret it and how many people I know play this game and will play this mode, I think a lot of people that were Gold 3, Silver 1 or better last year are going to have a great time on gameplay this year and get rewarded for playing the game. Only time will tell, guys. This is going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.